Welcome to the first video in our pre-calculus course. In our first chapter, we're going to be talking about equations. We'll be solving equations, we'll be solving inequalities, and we'll be doing some graphs, basically just using the point plotting method, where we make a table of xy pairs, plot those points, and then draw a smooth curve through all the points. But in this first section, we're really going to be reviewing quite a bit. So let's start off with the very basics at this point. And we're going to define what the xy plane is. A point in the rectangular or Cartesian coordinate system, named after the mathematician René Descartes, is represented by an ordered pair. And if you want, you can put xy. It's an ordered pair, x comma y. X and y are both going to be numbers. Well, we're going to label each quadrant as either quadrant 1, 2, 3, or 4, and plot at least one point or ordered pair in each one of the quadrants. Again, I'm sure this is a review for you, but this is what the rectangular or Cartesian coordinate system looks like. It's just an xy plane. This point being what? We call it the origin, which I'll just write it as 0, 0. So the x value and the y value are both 0. Now, quadrant number 1 is this quadrant, the upper right. So I'm going to put a Q1 there, quadrant 1. And this one here is quadrant 2. And then down here we have quadrant 3. And then quadrant 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The x-axis is here and the y-axis is here, and that's what kind of divides the quadrants. Now the real number line here, the x-axis, left and right, the horizontal line here, it is positive in the direction to the right and it's negative to the left, basically like you think of a number line. And then the vertical axis, the y-axis, is like a second number line, only going up and down, where up is positive and down is negative. So let's go ahead. Let me choose a point, 7, 3. We're going to plot that point. So I'm going to go from the origin. The x value is 7, positive, so I'll go to the right. The y value is positive, so I'll go up 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up 3. So I'll just put an arrow there. That ordered pair is 7, 3. Now let's go to the next quadrant, the second quadrant. Well, in order to have a point in the second quadrant, you have to go left on the x-axis, so negative for the x value, and then up, which means positive for the y number. So let's just pick this point right here. That would be negative 2, because you're going to the left, and then count up 1, 2, 3, positive 4. Negative 2, 4 is that point right there. Okay, now we go down to the quadrants 3 and 4. Quadrant 3, we're going to go to the left, which means x is negative, and we'll go down, which means y is negative. So let's just pick this point right here, where we go negative 1, go to the left 1, and then negative 3, down 3. So negative 1, negative 3 is that point right there. And finally, in the fourth quadrant, we're going to go to the right, which makes the x positive. We're going to go down, which makes the y value negative. So positive, negative. So I'll pick, say, this point right there. We go to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the x value is 7. And then we go down 2, which means negative 2. Okay, we plotted one point in each of the quadrants. And then to kind of summarize what we just did, this will be the end of this short video, but suppose we have two positive numbers, a and b. For each one of these points, or ordered pairs, state the quadrant that it's in. So a and b are positive, which means negative a, negative b is a negative, negative. That would be negative, negative would be quadrant number 3. Positive, positive, well, that was the first quadrant we did. That was number 1. We did the point 7, 3, positive, positive. So that's quadrant number 1. Positive negative means go to the right and then go down because it's negative. That would be quadrant number 4. And finally, negative AB means we've got a negative, so we go left, negative for x value, and a positive for the y value. We're going to go to the left and up, which puts us in quadrant number 2. And you can confirm all of these examples, or you can confirm all of these by looking at the examples we did up here in the xy plane.